Let's look at two stories from dog culture and compare and contrast. So here we are in Texas, and our other story will be in Texas too. So, what I want to illustrate for you guys is the disparities between dog culture and the rest of society. So, in this first story, we're in Dallas, Texas, and a pit bull kills a little boy while the boy is in a swing chair. And the whole half of this video is people saying stuff like this. Oh, it never showed any aggression. They just yammer and yammer on about, oh, the dog never showed aggression. The dog never showed aggression. And they use words like shaken or surprised. See here, she says, oh, we were shaken. We're shaken. Not because a kid is dead, because, oh my God, a dog actually hurt a kid. So they're going to say right here, this purebred pit bull, this thing, we're going to call it it, wouldn't hurt. What do you think they're going to say?
Fly. Or a...
Oh, a fly. It wouldn't hurt a fly. Um, well, the genetics test came back, and these dogs will hurt a lot more than a fly. They will kill you, put you in the hospital, and ruin your life, and remove your family members from this living earth. Then they're going to say, that makes what happened a few doors down just hard to understand. Oh my goodness. So this whole video and many other stories about this same killing, they do the same thing. They use it as a platform to be like, gee willikers, golly, a dog attacked a kid. We have no understanding why. And oh, did you know that you can't blame the breed? So let's go to the end of this video.
With the family.
High five, high five. You want to high five me? All right.
Via...
So they're doing all this stuff. They're using the death of a kid to promote dogs. Oh, he did a high five. Whoop-de-doo.
Rial cautions, don't be quick to blame the breed because of Sunday's attack.
Can't just give them a bad name because they're not all bad.
Don't be quick to blame the breed. That's interesting. In the beginning of this video, they say the dog was shot, but it appears like it's still alive even after it killed the baby, unless that video was taken previously. So my point here is a human child dies, and they use it as a platform to promote pit bulls and to promote this lie of, oh, the breed doesn't matter. The breed doesn't matter. I just wanted to throw in this little picture of rat terriers because the breed does matter no matter what. Anybody with a little common sense and the ability to crack open a book or power up an internet enabled computer knows this. These rat terrier dogs, this is what they like to do. There's even one right here. He still wants to get these rats even though they've already been killed. They love to dig these rats out of holes. And that's what pit bulls do. They like to go after little kids and kill them, just like these rat terriers like to do this. A sheepdog goes after sheep and herds them. A bird dog tries to hunt birds. So the breed does matter. And this whole attitude of, oh, it didn't hurt us though. It didn't hurt us, so it's just fine. That attitude is everywhere else in society. And it gets us into big trouble. And I'm going to illustrate why with our next case. Okay, our next case is Audrii Cunningham's disappearance, also in Texas. So right now they're blaming this guy, Stephen McDougal, for killing her because they found her in a river with a rock tied to her. And so in this case, they're going to, of course, go out of the way to interview this guy's past victims. They're going to talk about what a terrible Nazi white power guy he is. They're going to talk about, oh, you parents need to be more careful. They're not going to sit here and be like, oh, you can't blame him for killing the kid. You gotta, he never hurt us before. They're not going to do that with this guy. I noticed in the interviews, a lot of these people have dogs too. So I don't think they were able to detect the evil of this guy. So their suspect has extensive criminal history. He's hurt people before. He's been in prison before. They're going out of their way to interview people from his past, talking about he pulled a knife on him. He pulled a crowbar on the boyfriend. He tried to steal a truck. I even found a comment that said he tried to do sex on a neighbor's dog. It's on Facebook. I'll have to show you guys that one too. But this guy had a known past of being real nice in person, but then tearing into people. And it hasn't been proven yet that he's the one that killed Audrey, but there's no reason why they shouldn't have known that this guy was possibly capable of this. He was serving a babysitter role for this little girl, and he's a all kinds of problematic type of person that shouldn't be around kids. But remember what I was talking about before, the mentality that pit bull culture puts out there. It's like, well, he never hurt us. Just because a bunch of pit bulls kill in society, that doesn't mean anything. That's the same type of mentality the parents had when they allowed this guy to live on their property and hang out with their daughter. Well, he's never hurt us yet. Yeah, he supposedly knifed somebody. He supposedly did prison for sexual charges, but he never hurt us. That's the same mentality that dog culture pushes out. And the way that we do one thing, habits are downstream of habits, culture is downstream of culture. The way that we do one thing, we'll do another thing. We put our kids around predators, and then what happens? The kids get killed. That's what happens with pit bulls, and out in society, that's what happens with people like this. Maybe someone else killed her. I don't know at this point. So I'm not the judge in this case, but it looks like this guy is highly suspect. So the mentality that is pushed, it's very sick and it tears up our society. I noticed they mention his child enticement charges. So I have to wonder, did this guy ever use the pet lure? Did he bring dogs around this girl? Be like, oh, I'm a good guy, I have dogs. When you call something a family friend that is actually not a family friend, that's not good. And that's what dog culture does. And this is proof that that habit filters down into regular life. And where was the dog? The dog didn't sense the evil like they're supposed to. These dogs also need to be scrutinized because they're not helping. So when it comes to these pit bull attacks, I think every pit bull attack should have the response that this missing girl has. Everybody is talking bad about the possible assailant. Everybody wants to prevent this from happening again. Everyone's talking about the history of the supposed assailant. We need to do that with dogs. When this happens with the dog, like in that first video I showed you, people just act like la-di-da, whatever. Don't blame the dog, and then that's it. They use the platform of the dead children to promote dogs. So there's our little look at two stories. I really think that dog culture is like a protected culture. When dogs kill, they just kind of blow it out of the water, and then they promote this whole attitude of, well, if it didn't hurt you, you're probably okay. But if you look at these stories, many other ones too, where there's rape and murder involved, there's somebody that's close to the family. It's a buddy, it's a friend, dad's old jail buddy or something like that. And then the daughter or the grandma gets killed by a close family friend because they're using that same dog culture mentality of, well, he never hurt us, and just because he did this and that and this, it's okay. We'll leave him alone with our kids. And then something nasty happens like this. And that's why dog culture is so ridiculous. The downstream habits that we adopt from dog culture, they're the type of habits that enable this type of behavior. If the dog is there or not, it's just a terrible, nasty, subhuman type of habit. And when we have dogs in our society, these habits are in our society. And downstream, they affect our little kids and our moms and everyone else. And dogs can never do anything to help this. And likely that dog that I showed you in the picture probably helped that girl be comfortable around the guy that killed her.